be our own hero. The moment you realize no one is coming. Poetic narration. Opening question or quote. Establishing the theme, no one is coming to save you. But someone is rising within you. 1. The myth of rescue. Why we wait for someone to fix our lives. Cultural and psychological programming. Real-life example, e.g., J.K. Rowling, Inky Johnson. 2. Pain as the spark of change. The role of adversity. Hitting rock bottom, stories. Quote, rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. J.K. Rowling. 3. Reclaiming personal power. Mindset shift, victim versus creator. Psychological principle, learned helplessness versus agency. Story, a once broken person who built an empire, e.g., Oprah. 4. The silent work, discipline, consistency, and growth. Importance of invisible daily habits. Metaphor, planting a seed and waiting for roots to grow. Quote, success is never owned, it's rented, and the rent is due every day. 5. Voices in the dark, inner critic vs. inner warrior. Overcoming self-doubt and fear. Storytelling, someone who silenced their inner critic. Affirmations or inner rewiring strategies. 6. Stand alone, but not lonely. The power of solitude. When your mission separates you. Poetic lines, sometimes the road to greatness has no cheering crowd. Walk it anyway. 7. Light the torch for others. Becoming someone else's hero by becoming your own. Quote, be the person you needed when you were younger. Story of mentorship, leadership, legacy. Final chapter, rise, a call to action. Cinematic crescendo. Poetic affirmation and command, rise. Not someday. Now. Powerful closing with music cue, if applicable. Call to action, like, subscribe, live heroically. The moment you realize no one is coming. Sound, slow, cinematic piano begins. Deep atmospheric pads. Faint heartbeat sound. A single breath. Narrator, calm, poetic tone. There comes a moment, quiet, unannounced, and earth-shaking. When you look around, and no one is there to catch you. No hand reaching out. No hero galloping in. Just silence. And it hits you like a thunderclap in a silent room. No one is coming. Pause. Sound swells gently. You've waited. For someone to notice your pain. For someone to open the door. For a mentor, a miracle, a perfect moment. But the truth? The truth is raw and liberating. You are the one you've been waiting for. Sound, subtle rise in intensity. Add a faint drumbeat. No cape. No spotlight. No audience. Just grit. And a fire that refuses to go out. It's time to stop searching for heroes. It's time to be one. Be your own protector. Be your own breakthrough. Be your own revolution. Pause. Let the words settle. This isn't just a video. This is a call. To wake up the part of you that's been quiet. The warrior curled beneath the weight of waiting. The hero who's already inside you, starving to be seen. Transition, beat drops softly into a steady rhythm. Music builds a steady, motivational pulse. Narrator, stronger tone. In the next 60 minutes, you won't just listen. You'll confront your waiting. You'll challenge your fears. You'll meet the version of you who doesn't beg for change, but becomes it. This is your moment. Not tomorrow. Now. 1. The myth of rescue. Sound, fade into steady, inspirational background score. Light strings and soft drums. Narrator, calm, reflective. From the moment we're born, we're told a lie. Not out of malice, but out of tradition. Fairy tales. Movies. Stories of kings and warriors and chosen ones. They all have one thing in common. Someone else always shows up. The prince. the mentor, the savior. And somewhere along the way, you started believing it. That someone stronger, wiser, more powerful, would come fix it all. The world made you think that healing would come from the outside. That your turning point would arrive dressed in perfection. That you just had to endure long enough for rescue to arrive. But here's what they never told you. Sometimes, no one comes. Not because they don't care, but because it was never their job. The myth of rescue is a comforting prison. It makes you passive. It convinces you that help is always on the way. So you wait. And wait. And life begins to slip through your fingers like sand. Narrator, farmer. Ask yourself. How many days have you spent waiting instead of acting? How many ideas died unborn because you thought someone else had to believe in them first? Here's the truth no one tells you. No one owes you the rescue. But you owe yourself the rise. Sound, rise in tempo, more determined tone. J.K. Rowling wrote the first pages of Harry Potter as a single mother. Jobless. Depressed. Living on welfare. No savior came. No publisher chasing her. But she didn't wait, she wrote. Inky Johnson, a rising football star, had his dreams crushed in one tragic moment. Paralyzed. Future stolen. He could have waited for pity, for a miracle. But he chose something different. He chose to become the miracle. Narrator, inspired, clear. The myth of rescue dies the day you wake up and say, if no one's coming, I'll go. If no one's helping, I'll build. If there's no hero, I'll become one. Because the truth is, you were never meant to be saved. You were meant to rise. And every legend begins when the waiting ends. 2. Pain as the spark of change. Sound, slow, samba strings. Subtle heartbeat pulse. Narrator, gentle, reflective. We all know pain. The kind that knocks you flat. The kind that makes you question everything. The kind that feels like the end. But what if I told you that pain isn't just a consequence? That it isn't a punishment? What if I told you that pain is the soil in which your future grows? Sound, like crescendo, building hope. Every hero has a dark chapter. The fire before the rise. The storm before the calm. Narrator, passionate, steady. And you? You have that same power within you. That ability to shift your perspective and take control of your life. You might not control the world around you. But you control how you respond to it. You control whether you rise above your fears, your doubts, your failures. This is what reclaiming your power looks like. It's not waiting for life to hand you an opportunity. It's creating your own. It's not hoping someone will save you. It's stepping up and saving yourself. Sound, music intensifies, creating a sense of momentum. Think about the heroes you admire. What makes them heroes isn't just their skill or bravery. It's their unshakable belief that they have the power to change things. They don't wait for circumstances to improve, they make improvements happen. Narrator, determined, slow. Reclaiming your power isn't an event, it's a process. It begins the moment you decide to take full ownership of your life. And it continues every single day, with every choice you make. Stop waiting for the world to grant you permission. You don't need it. Take the reins of your life. You have the power. Always have had. Transition, music softens to a gentle hum, transitioning smoothly into the next chapter. Now that we've reclaimed our power, the next step is to face the invisible forces that hold us back, the ones we often don't even see, our doubts and fears. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to silence the voices in the dark, and awaken the warrior within. 4. The silent work, discipline, consistency, and growth. Sound, a steady, rhythmic pulse begins. Soft, focused drumming and rising orchestral strings, symbolizing the rhythm of persistence. Narrator, calm, steady. Everyone loves a transformation story. The dramatic comeback. The underdog rising to greatness. The hero who goes from nothing to something. But what most people fail to see, what they overlook in the journey, is the quiet, invisible work that happens long before the world takes notice. The truth about greatness? It isn't born in a single moment of triumph. It's forged in the day-to-day, in the moments no one sees. In the hours spent alone, in the early mornings and the late nights. In the decisions to show up even when no one is watching. Sound, a slow rise in intensity, gradual building. Success isn't a lightning strike. It's the steady, consistent spark that keeps lighting the way. It's the small, disciplined actions repeated day after day. Until one day, you look back, and you realize how far you've come. The world might see your success as overnight. But behind the scenes, it was built on something far more powerful. Consistency. Narrator, motivational tone. A tree doesn't grow in a day. It doesn't sprout into its full form from a single moment of inspiration. It grows from the steady roots that take time to dig deep into the earth. It stretches toward the sun, slowly, consistently, without hesitation. The process of growth, of becoming, requires patience. It demands discipline. And most importantly, it requires consistency. Even when progress is invisible. Even when no one is watching. Sound, the rhythm becomes more uplifting, signifying empowerment. Remember, success is never owned, it's rented. And the rent is due every day. Every hour you spend working on your craft. Every moment you choose not to give up. Every sacrifice you make to move closer to your dreams. That is the rent you pay for greatness. The heroes you admire? They didn't just wait for an opportunity. They didn't sit around, waiting for inspiration to strike. They made their opportunity. They did the work when no one was watching, when no one believed in them. And they kept going, despite the odds, despite the pain. Narrator, calm, reflective. You won't see the results of your labor right away. But every day you show up. Every day you put in the work. You are planting seeds for a future you can't yet see. You are building the life you dream of, brick by brick, action by action. The silent work is where heroes are born. Sound, a soft transition into introspective tones, creating space for reflection. So, the question is, will you show up tomorrow? Will you make today the day you stop waiting for a breakthrough? And start creating your breakthrough, one small action at a time. Transition, the music quiets, but a steady rhythm remains, symbolizing the quiet perseverance continuing beneath the surface. In the next chapter, we'll explore the inner battle you face, the voices in your head telling you to quit, to doubt, to fear. But here's the thing. The warrior within you is stronger than any inner critic. 5. Voices in the dark, inner critic versus inner warrior. Sound, subtle, low hum of tension. A quiet, unsettling soundscape with distant whispers, symbolizing the inner critic. Narrator, soft, contemplative. Every journey toward greatness is met with a voice. A voice that lives inside you. A voice that speaks to you in your weakest moments. A voice that tells you you're not good enough. You'll never make it. This dream is too big for someone like you. It's a voice that feeds on your doubts, your fears, your failures. It's the inner critic, the one who tries to keep you small, to keep you comfortable. To keep you from stepping into the unknown. Sound, the whispers grow louder, more chaotic, then abruptly cut to silence. But there's another voice inside you. A voice that has been waiting for the chance to speak. A voice that says, you are capable. You are worthy. You are stronger than you think. This is the voice of your inner warrior, the one who refuses to back down. The one who rises when everything around you says, quit. Sound, the music shifts, light, powerful orchestration, symbolizing the strength of the inner warrior. The inner critic wants to control you with fear. The inner warrior wants to empower you with belief. The question is, which voice will you listen to? When the world tells you, no, the inner warrior says, try again. When failure knocks, the inner warrior gets back up, brushes off the dust, and keeps moving forward. Narrator, strong, confident. Your inner warrior is not born out of perfection. It's forged in moments of struggle, in times of doubt. It's not about never falling. It's about always getting back up. Your inner warrior knows that fear is not the enemy. Fear is simply a signal that you are growing. That you are stepping outside of your comfort zone and into the vast unknown. Sound. The whispers of doubt fade, replaced by a steady, reassuring melody. You've felt fear, haven't you? The fear of not being enough. The fear of rejection. The fear of failing. But guess what? Every hero felt that fear. Every trailblazer, every inventor, every leader. They felt fear, but they didn't let it stop them. They didn't let it control them. Narrator, affirmative, empowering. Your inner warrior is stronger than any self-doubt. Your inner warrior knows that the fight is not against the world. It's against the parts of you that want to quit. The parts of you that say, it's easier to give up. The parts of you that try to convince you that you're not worthy of success. The warrior within knows better. You are worthy. Sound, music swells with energy, rising to a motivational crescendo. Every time you silence your inner critic. Every time you choose to act in spite of fear. You grow stronger. Every decision to rise, even when you don't feel like it, takes you one step closer to the hero you're destined to be. So, the next time doubt whispers in your ear, let your inner warrior shout back. I am not afraid. I am stronger than you think. I am capable. I am unstoppable. Transition, the music softens slightly, becoming introspective, leading into the next chapter. Now that you've awakened your inner warrior, the next step is learning to walk this path alone. Embracing solitude, trusting yourself, and standing firm in your purpose. In the next chapter, we'll explore how standing alone doesn't mean being lonely. In fact, it may be your most powerful step forward. 6. Stand alone, but not lonely. Sound, soft, ambient tones with a gentle piano melody, evoking solitude but with a sense of peace. Narrator, calm, introspective. There's a quiet power in standing alone. The world often tells us that we need others to validate our existence. That we need approval, guidance, or permission. But what if I told you that some of the most powerful moments of growth happen when you're by yourself? Standing alone doesn't mean you're lost. It doesn't mean you're alone in the world. It means you're standing in your truth. In your power. And you're ready to carve your own path. Sound, a subtle rise in orchestral strings, symbolizing a sense of clarity and self-assurance. The truth is, being alone doesn't have to be lonely. It can be a space of clarity, of creativity, of deep self-connection. It's in the quiet moments, when you've removed the distractions, that you can hear your truest voice. Your truest calling. Look at the heroes who changed the world. Most of them didn't have a large army behind them. They didn't wait for consensus or approval. They stood alone, unapologetically, and they followed their own vision. In their solitude, they found their purpose. Narrator, inspired, reflective. Steve Jobs, for example, often went against the grain. He was a visionary, but in his early years, many thought he was crazy. He stood alone in his beliefs, unfazed by the voices of doubt around him. And look where it led him. It led him to change the way we live, communicate, and connect. The same is true for you. In your moments of solitude, you can find the strength to trust yourself and step into the greatness that's waiting within. Sound, a transition to a more uplifting, serene melody, signifying hope and the clarity of purpose. Standing alone isn't a weakness. It's a declaration of independence. A declaration that you trust yourself enough to walk your own path. Even when others don't understand it. You don't need to wait for others to believe in you. The only belief that matters is your belief in yourself. Narrator, gentle, encouraging. You are never truly alone. The moments you spend in solitude are just that, moments. You are connected to something much bigger than any single individual. The universe has a way of bringing the right people, the right opportunities, at the right time. But first, you need to find your own voice, your own path, before those things can align. Sound. The music swells gently, becoming hopeful and expansive. The beauty of standing alone is that you finally get to make your own decisions. To create your own identity, to own your own choices. It's the space where you discover who you truly are, without the noise of others' expectations clouding your judgment. And when you do this, when you trust yourself enough to walk alone, you'll realize that loneliness fades away, because you've become your own best company. Narrator, final affirmation, confident. So, don't be afraid to stand alone. Stand tall. Stand proud. For in the end, the greatest relationship you'll ever have is with yourself. And that relationship will carry you further than anything else. Transition, the music softens and transitions into the final chapter's preparation. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to cultivate the ultimate habit of success, the habit of never quitting, of staying the course no matter the storm. Because once you stand strong, you have to learn to stay strong. 7. The habit of never giving up, unwavering persistence. Sound, slow, deliberate piano notes that evoke resilience, with a subtle heartbeat to emphasize determination. Narrator, steady, empowering tone. There's a secret that every great hero shares. It's not intelligence. It's not wealth. It's not luck. The secret is persistence. The ability to keep going when others would quit. The ability to stay the course, even when the road ahead seems endless. The quiet determination to never give up, no matter how many times you fall. Sound, the rhythm of the heartbeat increases, signifying strength building with each passing second. You see, success doesn't belong to the smartest or the most talented. It belongs to the ones who simply refuse to quit. The ones who get up every time they fall, who take every hit and keep moving forward. It's the heroes who embrace failure, who treat every setback as a lesson, and who understand that success is not a straight line. It's a series of rises and falls. Narrator, powerful, yet calm. Think about Thomas Edison. He failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Imagine if he had quit after the first 100 failures. Or the 1,000th. Instead, he said, I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work. And that mindset, the mindset of unwavering persistence, led to a breakthrough that changed the world. You too, have the power to keep going. To keep pushing forward even when you feel exhausted. Even when the road is unclear, and the end feels far away. Sound, a slow rise in orchestral strings, building momentum and hope. What makes a hero is not their ability to succeed on the first try. What makes them heroic is their refusal to give up. The courage to keep fighting, even when the odds are stacked against them. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow. Every obstacle is a lesson in disguise. And the more you persevere, the stronger you become. Narrator, affirming, resolute. The habit of never giving up doesn't happen overnight. It's a muscle you build, one decision at a time. It's saying yes when you want to say no. Pushing forward when you feel like stopping. And staying true to your vision, even when the world tells you it's impossible. Persistence is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Sound, inspirational, soaring melody with soft brass and strings, symbolizing the culmination of hard work and unyielding spirit. It's not the lack of failure that defines a hero. It's the strength to rise every time they fall. Heroes aren't born, they are made, through determination, resilience, and the unwavering belief that they can always keep going. And that hero? That hero is you. Narrator, closing, warm and strong. So, when you face your challenges, when the world feels heavy, and when you want to quit, remember this. The only time you truly fail is when you stop trying. Keep going. Keep pushing. Keep believing. Because you are capable of more than you.